Hey Veronica,
Hey Marco.
how are you doing?
Good, how are you? Are you excited for class?
No, it's too early to be excited for class.
Oh, I'm so excited. Marx is wonderful.
Yup.
Good morning. How is everyone today? Is everyone doing good?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Any questions on the reading? Well, all right then. Marco, how'd you feel about the readings? Do you like Marx? How does he make you feel?
Capitalism? Capital, all that jazz?
Yes, all that jazz. Tell me about it.
Well, I'm not too sure. I don't think I understood.
Oh, go on. Give it a shot.
Um, well, could you come back to me?
Who would like to save Marco right now? Veronica, go right ahead.
What I took from it is that the material life determines and or conditions the social life, and so the primary direction of social explanation is from material production to social forms.
Interesting. Can you expand on that?
Well, the material life is created from the mode of production. The mode of production is how we acquire our goods. Those goods have slowly come to determine our society. Our society revolves around them. We are driven by goods and materials that we do not make, but simply desire.
Excellent, Veronica. That is essential. We are driven by goods we do not make, but simply desire. I'm going to take what you said and run with it. Instead of using the words goods or materials, I want us to use the word commodity. Now, as values, all commodities are only definite masses of congealed labor time. Everyone, turn to page 131 in our book, second column, second paragraph. He is associating commodities and value, but how can we determine the value of our commodities?
From the reading, that which determines the magnitude of the value of any article is the amount of labor socially necessary, or the labor time socially necessary for its production.
Now, what does that mean?
Well, the longer amount of time needed to make the material, or commodity, that is, the more expensive or higher the value will be.
Good. Does anyone want to add?
Farther down, Marx explains the value of the commodity is to the value of any other, as the labor time necessary for the production of one is to that necessary for the production of the other. In other words, these workers are taken advantage of by their bosses. Intellectual laborers refer to those who have money to put their ideas to work, but in reality, the work is done by the common people who need money and are thus taken advantage of and made slaves.
Excellent, Veronica. The habit of imagining commodities as having human or even superhuman qualities is what he called commodity fetishism. Commodity fetishism takes many forms, but one of the most common ways we fetishize commodities is by identifying ourselves with the things we own. Our iPhones, footwear, automobiles, etc. Marx also thought that commodities and capitalism led to widespread alienation. What makes us human is our ability to creatively manipulate and produce our surroundings, and therefore our humanity is reflected back to us in the things we produce. Think of that feeling you get when you've made something with your bare hands, such as a new bracelet you made, an outdoor deck you built, or a nice meal you cook. These things are satisfying and give you self-worth. Marx argues that if we are locked into a system where someone else owns the commodities we produce, and when we lust after those commodities as if they had nothing to do with our own labor, then we have become alienated from our sense of our own species being. All right, class, I think this is a great time for a break. You have 10 minutes. I, Marx, saw that capitalism too had its own contradictions, particularly in the overproduction of goods. As technology advances and the exploitation of workers continues, too many goods are bound to be made. The problem is that overproduction produces crisis for capitalism, crisis that will eventually prove fatal and lead to the development of communism. While I argued that the inherent exchange value of a commodity was only equal to the labor that produced it, I recognize that we often treat and experience commodities as if they were worth much, much more, and sometimes even more than life itself. Ah, yes, here we have is Natalie, a beautiful upper-class popular cheerleader at Moravian College. She has the hottest boyfriend on campus, Marco, who gets her whatever she desires. She sees her clothes, technology, and personal items as her life. Without them, she just could not live. What would she do without her Michael Kors, or Louis Vuitton, or iPhone, or iPad? Life would not be fair. College is not where she wants to be, but her parents are making her get a college degree. She wants to just lounge and go shopping with her friends while driving her Benz with the top down and shades on. But what if she knew about where and how she gets all of her necessities she cannot live without?
Marco, wasn't that a great first half? I just can't get enough of Marx. His sociological theories on life, they're just so relevant to the world around us.
Please, Veronica, this is bogus. I only said all that so I can get some class participation.
Don't say that, Marco.
Babe, are you on your break already?
Yeah, thank God.
Why is she all upset and flustered?
Karl Marx.
Karl who?
Karl Marx, Natalie! Not that you would know anything about him. His work is influenced by the famous Hegel. His theory of historical materialism is respected everywhere. He believed that economic greed and forces drove the change in society, that our economic system was essentially equivalent to the mode of production.
Mode of...
Production? That is the production of goods. You know, your clothes, your handbags, phones that you're obsessed with. How do you think they get made? With a wave of a wand? No. People get paid 72 cents an hour to produce your $400 handbag. You, Natalie, are the definition of alienated.
Alienated. I am perfectly aware of how my possessions are made. I pay a lot of money for a service that people are willing to do, people who accept the pay of 72 cents. I should not be made to feel like a criminal for wanting and purchasing expensive things. Is it wrong to want a pair of Uggs, a nice Michael Kors bag? I do not think so.
I think I went about this wrong. It is not wrong or your fault to want these things. Our society has developed into this materialistic economy. Our focus is on material goods, but it is not your fault. Most of us are. I just wanted you to understand Marx. By saying alienated, I mean you're disconnected. Disconnected from those who do not have the opportunity to live such a luxe lifestyle. These people are forced to work for 72 cents an hour to put bread on the table. They have no options. They are slaves to our economy, our society's needs.
Ladies, calm down. Babe, you know she was just trying to prove a point. Until now, I agreed with the way we lived our expensive lives. In class, I didn't see how much Marx related to our lives. I never realized how much my personal wants consumed my life.
I mean, I guess I know what you're saying, but I would never go back now and stop using and buying all of my top name brand items.
Exactly. Technological advances in top name brand items have taken over, and now no one can stop it. We have to stand up as a society and realize what's going on here.
You know what? You're right. I don't know how we will do it, but Natalie, or shall I call you Karl? You're a genius. Oh, 10 minutes is up. I gotta go back to class, Natalie. I'll see you at 1 for lunch at the Apollo.
Oh, brother, you'll never learn.
And now for the credits. Dr. Jasper.
Marco.
Veronica. Natalie.
And Karl Marx.